Hey guys, alright, so here's the Dodge enclosure. Now this is a convoluted little monster. These are what we call pocket screws. Okay, so what they do is they screw in like this, and it's made by a system called Craig, and I love the hell out of them for doing stuff like this. Now what I'm doing is that I have to vinyl wrap everything internally, and then I have to build the box. So it means that everything has to be able to unscrew. So, but then I have to screw it together and then perfectly bond it. So what I've done here is that you can see here, you see this gap right here? Well, actually what that is that's a rabbet. And so on this side here, you know, you can see there's no gap. But on this side, there is a gap. And what that is that's for vinyl. So that I can vinyl this panel and this panel, wrap the vinyl over it, right? And then that way I can have a very smooth, clean cut. Same thing will happen down in, like in this area here. This is the port areas. This whole area is the port. I'll show it to you on the bottom. And then forward, I've just put a simple main plate here. This is for vibrational because up here in the front nose of this, she wants to resonate real bad. Back here in the second enclosure, not much. Now you look at it and you're like, well, Matt, why did you make an amp rack in a box altogether? Well, actually what it is that this is actually volume. So fiberglass and tubs, right? Built a whole piece on top. And then you can see this is the entrance, you know, to down in there. So this box volume is 2 cubic feet and this box volume is 2 cubic feet. And you can see here, this is the port for this sub. And then that's the port for this sub. And they both exit, I don't know if you can see this, but underneath the bottom here, in between the two seats, and this area here is about, say, about 3 inches. Okay, so we got plenty of room for it and everything. So here will be amp racks. So this will be an amp rack. This area will be power distribution, and then another amp over there. So we've got a 4-channel and a monoblock running on this, and then I've got a pair of DD 3012 Bs, is what they call it. Now, DD calls these things SQ drivers, and I would call it in DD's universe, that's what they think they are. They're pretty damn good. I mean, the subwoofers will work real well. They actually made a comment to another customer that they didn't think that the 3012, you know, would work for him, and I'm thinking, because the customer's asking me, and I told him which driver to get, and I think that the 3012 in terms of an SQL driver outclasses the 9500, okay, any day of the week. I mean, you know, I'm sorry, a 9500 is overkill at every level, so I opted to go with a 3012. I'd do this. These areas here, these are windows obviously, and you can see I've already gone ahead and rabbited them out so that I can insert the plexiglass into here. They'll be inserted here, plus also there'll be LEDs going around the perimeter. All I have left to do is to cut the tracks, you know, for the wiring and everything down through and out the bottom. The other thing I got to figure out is because DD doesn't use conventional terminals, they have speaker wire, power wire actually, coming off of their woofers. And in this case, I kind of really wish they had let me like a ton of it, but they didn't. So I'm going to have to internally figure something out in terms of how I'm going to run wire, because, you know, it's like you get this and it's going to be, oh, and this is going to be all white inside here because we will have, you know, lights, you know, lighting and everything inside here. So, but anyway, I just wanted to get you guys up to date with this Dodge build. And this is where I'm at right now, so you can, you know, it is a monster. You know, a lot of people like to build boxes. I like to build little masterpieces, apparently. So, but yeah, this is pretty slick. Oh, and this will have a cover going here. There's plexiglass, you know, going on here where the amp's going to sit down, so you see an edge right here and stuff. So, and I may mimic that up here. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do yet in terms of total lighting, because I do need to get some lighting on in here, and I could do it underneath, you know, a couple of simple lights up here and just shine them, you know, downwards, you know, on there. But I'll figure that out in a little bit. So, but anyway, I just want to get you guys up to date with this Dodge build. And until then, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye. Hey backyarders. Alrighty, so here's an update real quick. As you can see, everything got covered, and right now I'm in the middle of assembling all this. So again, like I talked about, see the seam lines are perfect back here, and then the seam line here, is perfect too. And what I did is that on the rabbet here, I gave myself just a little bit of a chamfer. And this way, I have an old saying: if you cannot make it perfect, make it obvious. It takes away from your eyes, going, hey, looky, there's a wave, or something like that. So it eliminates those problems that are associated with it. But here's the port system. See a port. There's the other port. And then out the back, the two ports are back here. So all of that screwed together, and a couple little details I wanted to show you. All right, so here's see this line right here that's cut back? This is so I can glue. And if you look at the piece here, see the wood line? So the wood, at least I'll have a glued line along with a screwed line. I didn't want to just simply have it screwed together because over time she'll fatigue and the screws will back themselves out. That's normal. And so what I did is that if you look at it, I rabbited the edge here, and then I've got the wood. Now you notice see how the vinyl is a little bit lower than that line? Well, that's to compensate for the thickness of that vinyl. So, it's little details like that you have to go through when you're building exotic little bastards like this. These right here are the bolts that hold on, the enclosure to the back. There are another 2 set bolts here, but unfortunately these, I think what we'll just do is paint these white, because unfortunately they have to be mounted this way, and then they have to be able to be removable if I want to pull the enclosure out and stuff. So, this is why I do these. No, oh, by the way, here's a neat trick. So what will end up looking like is that I will be inserting these. You have to glue them in, but basically insert them like this, and then you'll sand it down. And what that'll do is that way my box is solid and sealed. There's no leaks coming out from here and stuff. So these are inserted here with glue. You let it dry overnight, come back, belt sand the whole thing down, and you're good to go. So, but yeah, I just today's progress is done. I mean, not done yet, but I gotta finish putting that together and stuff. Then I'm gonna go throw it in the truck and take a look at the whole thing. But here's the white, and as you can see, this has got that carbon fiber pressed in look on the vinyl, and it works real good. I mean, the idea here is I want the surface of the light to be, to basically diffuse all over the place, so that the interior of the box looks bright, not necessarily like pinpoint bright, but just generally bright in there. The windows have their own logo and LEDs attached to that, but that doesn't go in, so I have to light up the interior of the box so we can see everything. And so I think with the black subs, in there, it's just going to look really, really nice. So anyway, I just want to give you guys heads up, take a look at that, where I'm at right now, and we will continue on, and you'll see more next week. All right, have a good night. Hey guys, alrighty, here we go. I'm just going to quickly do this so you guys get a kind of an overview of what's going on here. You can see the 2 amplifiers, the distribution block. The enclosure is now, and it's not permanent, but it's it's in there and stuff like that, because I still have to do windows and everything, but everything is bolted in. So right now, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but I'm literally ripping this thing with my body weight and ain't moving. So it's one of my main paranoias things, about woofers, coming out of a box, or a box coming out and killing someone. So, but anyway, you can see how that the woofers are, the 2 DDs will end up, will be like that. The interior has been done, so you got this white carbon fiber going on. There's some stuff on the port I've got to finish up, detail work on the inside here that was almost impossible to do otherwise. Let's see. Here on the front side, you can see the woofer interior port there. Forward, like here's the brace. There's some light in there. So there's the brace system inside and stuff. But basically, in a nutshell, there you go. These will be filled. I have little maple plugs that go in here. The top is not permanently on yet because I still have to do stuff inside, LEDs, wiring, and etc. I got to still do all that. Here you can see the distance on the floor that it sits. It's actually higher, slightly backwards. But the reason for this is that in this area here, we will be placing the DSP and everything. So we're going to be putting on a mini DSP. Is what we're using. So we're going to do a mini DSP plus distribution block in terms of quick disconnects. Because what we're doing is that this system is designed as a plug and play. So up here will be all our signal, everything. We're coming down up from where the Stinger radio is here, going optically out, going down to optically into the mini DSP. Then from there on it, we'll have a distribution hub right here. And it'll have quick disconnects for power, speaker wires, and of course, obviously, the RC is just plug in. So, and then that will chase up underneath the enclosure, and then it will, go basically right in that area between the two enclosures, dips underneath, comes across underneath from the back, and then distributes around the side right here, comes around the back side over here, and then we'll wire in here, and then there's a cap that goes on top of everything. So this just gives you an idea of what it's going to look like when it's all done. And I still got dresser panels to make and everything. And then when I'm done with this, it's time to do the doors. That's going to be fun. 2 silver flute 8s and imported enclosures, and then a pair of horns under the dash. So this will be a whole lot of fun, and the customer has not seen anything on this. He is waiting patiently. He actually told us he doesn't want to see anything. He just wants to be surprised out of his ass. Well, this is above and beyond what he asked, and I mean above and beyond. I've gone a little on the overboard side. So this is going to be a lot of fun. Oh, here, I'll show you the reason why there's a step there. So put the seat down. The seat comes in and it all hugs, and like I said, I just got to make all these panels to lock everything together, make it all look pretty, and stuff. And once it's all done, you got yourself a nice stereo system. I keep thinking about putting a cup holder, right here. And I keep thinking, well, that might not be a good idea. So, anyway, you guys take it easy and have a good weekend.